Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to Series 15 of Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches. I have not played along for most of the month so far. I think this is actually the first layout I am playing along. I kind of forgot it was going on. Not really forgot, but I was so involved in working on my layouts that I didn't even pay attention. So the sketch is by Darla Weber, and I am going to go ahead and rotate it one turn. So my photo, instead of being on the left-hand side, it's going to be at the bottom. This is a group photo taken on one of the formal nights on board the cruise that MK and I taught on in February. The chipboard that I'm using here is, it's a Dusty Attic chipboard, but I got it from MK over at her shop. And I am going to use this border piece that looks like a fleur-de-lis and these other two pieces that I don't know if those are quatrefoils or what those are called, but they're kind of like that, have that architectural kind of a design to them. I don't know. They're really pretty. I am going to alter them, of course, to be white rather than natural because there's not a lot of natural going on in this photo, aside from our skin tones. But I thought the white popped much better on this peachy coral background. It's more coral than peach. I don't know why I'm saying peach, but I felt like the dark colors in it really kind of played really well off of Tara's dress. Tara is all the way on the left-hand side. If you don't follow her, she is the paper snob over on YouTube. And so she joined us for this cruise. And then I've also got my friend Janie in the photo, as well as our other friend Janet, MK, and then our friend Debbie. So, pardon me. So I did pull out this stencil I've had in my stash for quite some time, and I am going to use that. It kind of plays off of those other chipboard pieces, not the border piece, but the other piece. And I am just kind of bringing those into my embellishment areas, which I'm going with a very classic visual triangle on this particular layout. I'm not doing anything too outside of the ordinary, but using a larger photo, I think this works really well. I'm also keeping my title really small. I didn't have anything pre-made that I felt worked really well with this photo, and I was just moving right along and having such a good time working on it. I decided just to go with a really small title. And so you'll see that it's just a chipboard piece that says Together Time, and I think that works fine. And not all of your titles have to be huge. This is going in an album with several other photos from this particular cruise, and actually I think I'm up to album number 3 now. I've created so many layouts. If you missed any of them, you can check out a playlist. I have a playlist for that, and I'll put that up at the end here, so you can just click on that and go revisit any layouts that you may have missed. MK also was documenting cruise stuff all month long in May with me, so you can check out her layouts if that's of interest to you. And we are teaching again in February of 2025 on board Harmony of the Sea out of Galveston if you are somebody who might want to join us. So I'll put a link for that down below so you can look up all of the information on that. We are super excited about it and looking forward to it so much. We had such a great time on this particular cruise, and I know we have several people like Tara rejoining us for this one. So now I'm just working on my clusters. I pulled out the pink florals out of the floral pack from the 49 & Market Sunburst collection, and I thought that worked well. It's not the exact same color as the background, but it has that color in it because the colors have kind of a range of pinks in it with the lights and the darks. So I thought that works well. I'm going to center my photo across the bottom here. I'm using my my glass mat to align it. I'm kind of measuring along the measurements at the bottom there of the glass mat. If you're interested in that glass mat, or not that particular one because they don't have that one anymore, it is from Glassboard Studio. They do a glass mat of the month, and then they have some standard ones that they carry in their shop. This was one that they did for January. So this particular one is no longer available, but they've got a sunset or a sunrise one that is really beautiful right now. And you can check that out over on their website at glassboardstudio.com. I am just using some tickets out of my little stash of tickets that I have. The little light pink one is from 49 and Market. The other one, I don't even know the name of the collection it's from. It's definitely not a 49 and Market one, but I felt like it worked really well with the florals that I'm using as well as the background that I'm using. I did trim down my chipboard elements there so they don't go over my photos. They just come into the edge of the photos, and I like how that looks better. I didn't want to block, I didn't want it to extend even more into the photo, and then I felt like my flowers would have to be in further. I don't know why I felt that way, but that's how I felt, so I trimmed them down, and maybe I can use them on a different layout somewhere else in the album. I think that would be nice. The chipboard piece up at the top is also from that same chipboard set, and I will put a link down below for that. I'm not sure actually if this was in the monthly embellishment box or if it was a standalone product that MK was offering, but I will look that up and put a link down below for where you can find that if she's still got it available. I decided to rotate my or offset my two tickets the opposite direction. I did staple them together to give a little added texture to the layout, and my stapler was having a little bit of an issue advancing, so I had to mess around with that for a bit. I kind of cut that portion out so you didn't have to sit there watching me mess around with the stapler, but I wanted the lighter, smaller ticket on the top versus, well, it's on the top of the other one, but I wanted it towards the top of the layout, not towards the bottom of the layout. So I just was reversing those in case you're wondering what I was doing there. And then I did trim down the chipboard on this side as well. I also kept a couple of the insides of the chipboard there, and I am kind of staggering those around much like you would an enamel dot, just to kind of play off of that as well. And I really like the way that it comes out. Now, in order to adhere my chipboard down, I'm just using some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to hold it in place. I feel like that is the best adhesive. The chipboard is so narrow, using a tape runner is pretty much impossible for it. So a liquid glue is really kind of the best answer. And then I'm bringing in two more of these tickets, slightly different. Especially the light pink one is slightly different, and just putting it in a different orientation, and it's going to be tucked under the leaves rather than on top, so it doesn't look exactly identical to the bottom, but it brings in all of those same colors to this corner of the photos, and I think it looks really good. I like that, and I'm really happy with the look that it's going to give. And then these two flowers are separate, whereas the other two was a little cluster that was pre-made. So I'm just building my own cluster off of that and using my tweezers to help me place down the little tiny pieces that otherwise I probably would get glue everywhere by trying to do it by hand. And then the white paint that I'm using is just white acrylic paint. It's nothing super exciting or unusual. I believe it is a gloss paint, and I just used my ink applicator tool, the sponge dauber, to kind of smoosh it on to the chipboard, and that way it doesn't leave any brush marks and it gets really good coverage. I really like that technique, and using the ink applicator tool to apply it. So I'm bringing in a little bit of black up here to the top of the layout because I feel like there's plenty of black at the bottom with four of us, or well, three of us are wearing black. MK is actually technically in navy blue, but in this photo it does look like black. And so I wanted to bring a little bit of black up above here. So I'm using one of the black doilies out of one of the 49 and Market Sunburst collection kits. I don't know if it was in the embellishment cluster kit or in the page kit, but I think that works really well. I like it. And it's going to just do the job of bringing that darker color in. And then that little black chipboard piece is my little title piece that just says Together Time. And that's just keeping it really simple. I think it works and it makes me happy, so that's what I'm going with. Now, I'm not going to do a ton of journaling on this particular layout. I will probably just write in the side margins. The three of us on the left, I will write our names on that side, and then the three on the right, I will write their names on that side. And that's going to just pretty much do it. There's nothing really super earth-shattering to share here, except it was formal night and we were just having a really good time and enjoying being together. And I know I'm saying formal night, and we are all dressed in nicer clothes, but the idea of formal night is not necessarily black tie in this particular case. Now, you could do a black tie and floor length gowns and all of that kind of stuff. There were certainly people doing that, but there were certainly other people that were even more casual than what we are. So it was, I think they actually, Royal Caribbean calls it dress your best. It doesn't say formal night, it says dress your best, where in past cruises that I've done in years before, it has been called formal night, and there are definitely more people dressed up. And if you're not dressed up, you don't eat in the main dining room. You end up going to the buffet or one of the other more casual restaurants. So I don't know if that's been kind of done away with on all cruises, or if it's just a Royal Caribbean thing, because this was my first Royal Caribbean cruise, and I haven't done another cruise in quite a few years. So maybe the other cruise lines have done away with it as well. I'm not sure. If you know, you can leave that down below and let me know. That is it, you guys. I finished it all off with a little bit of Dino Wakley White Media Gloss Spray, and I am calling it done. I did add a few enamel dots from Gina Marie Designs to kind of finish off, adding a little bit of black texture, and I'm happy with the way that it came out, and I hope you are too. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. I will see you guys again real soon with another video. Bye-bye.